Consciousness had to be the very first thing to exist because absolutely nothing else could exist without it providing that foundational space.
That brings us to Section 3, the primal consciousness, the uncaused cause.
Let's walk through this step by step and logically reverse engineer reality. Number 1, physical matter requires energy to exist. 2, energy requires space, time, and movement. 3, space and time require the law of causality to prevent absolute randomness and total chaos. And 4, causality itself requires a non-physical space to hold that law, which is consciousness. The source text makes a really compelling argument here that physical existence ultimately, fundamentally, depends on a non-physical foundation.
And that gives us this absolutely fascinating concept, the idea-verse. Before physical space or time ever existed, everything had to exist as pure potential. Just as physical things need physical space to exist, non-physical things, like ideas, potential, and laws, need a mental space. It's exactly like an architect designing a skyscraper. Way before a single brick is laid, the entire building exists perfectly within the architect's mind. That mental space is real, and it dictates the physical structure that follows. Similarly, everything existed inside this idea-verse, held within the primal consciousness. Consciousness had to be the very first thing to exist because absolutely nothing else could exist without it providing that foundational space. But this raises a huge question, right? How does a universe of pure, non-physical potential actually transition into the hard, physical reality you and I are experiencing right now?
The source material argues that if a potential never manifests across the entire, endless span of eternity, it is practically identical to being impossible. Therefore, for a genuine potential to truly exist in that non-physical idea-verse, it has to possess an inherent tendency toward realization. Over an infinite timeline, all potential must eventually convert to actuality. If it can happen, given eternity, it will happen. Which gives us this fundamental rule of the universe derived from the text. Truth and existence are the exact same thing. What is true must exist. What is untrue cannot give rise to the true. Non-existence cannot give rise to existence. Truth is the ultimate uncaused cause. This means that all genuine potential held within that primal consciousness must eventually actualize. It's an objective rule of the cosmos.